Good morning guys, and welcome. That's right on cue, thank you Rooster. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to part 35 of the Great Farm Cleanup. It's now Wednesday, so I've been filming each day this week. I've got to go back tomorrow morning. We got a bit of stuff happening today. We've got some drums being picked up. A guy has just picked up that grain hopper. I missed getting that filmed. We had to winch it onto a car trailer, so it was I was busy. I couldn't stand back and film the guy. So that's gone. That was $100 in the kitty. Pretty happy with that. Makes a bit more space in the feed shed over there. Today, well, yeah, we've got a guy coming to get the drums shortly. I want to get some more stuff out of the shipping container. I do have to have a look at one of the ride-on mowers that won't start. It's got a flat battery and a flat tyre. And the other ride-on mower is playing up as well. I'm not sure if I'll get time to look at that. And also, I'm just going to move a few things around and neaten up the yard a bit. And we might try and pack up some stuff inside. I need to load the van as well. So it's going to be a busy day. We've also got to duck into town and look at a shed. One of Mum's friends has a shed all decked out as a studio, which Mum's interested in doing at her place. So we've got to check that out as well. So lots going on today. We did have some storms last night. Let's have a look at the yard. It looks quite fine now, but it was quite wet early this morning when I first got up. We had a storm shortly after I finished off the episode last night. Very heavy rain. And then we had a bit more follow-up, and it was raining during the night. So things are quite fresh here now. It looks like the rain's gone. Partly cloudy, beautiful blue skies in between. Actually, I've always wondered what the difference is between partly sunny and partly cloudy, because Weather Bureau seem to use both terms, and I guess it's partly cloudy today. Let me know if you think there's actually a difference. All right, so I'll continue to get this garage sale area sorted out. I've got to move a few things against the wall there to get that neat. I've moved a few more things in there and priced them. I've got some oil drums to get rid of. And I've started to stack up lots of empty boxes and crates in Mum's shed here. Nothing says moving like a skyscraper of milk crates. So there's a few stacks of those. These are the drums that I've rounded up that a guy's coming to pick up this morning. He's happy to take anything we've got. He's only going to use them as tree guards, so that's fine. It doesn't matter if they're a bit rusty or have no bottoms in them at all, or tops. So hopefully he can get all those on, which will be great. The ride-on mowers, let's go and have a look at those. I've also got to get this tank off this trailer. I think we can probably sell the tank, but I'll do that next time I'm home. And the ride-on, well, the AMC, which were locally made, really good strong mower, but no frills. They're just made strong and work well. But there's a flat tyre there, and it's got a flat battery. It's got a 13.5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton electric start, but it doesn't have a pull start. So the only drama is when you have a flat battery, you can't start the thing at all. The Greenfield's much newer, and it runs really well, but it's a bit hard to start at the moment. I think it's something to do with the fuel solenoid or the choke or something, so we'll have to look at that at some stage. I may leave that till next time, but if I get the AMC going, at least we can keep the yard a bit neater. I really need to hit the utility vehicle here with the pressure washer. It looks like it's Indiana Jones's daily drive. It's got cobwebs all over it. It hasn't been driven for quite a while. I probably was the last one to drive it probably a couple of months ago. So we'll clean all that out. There's a lot of stuff in the back here that Dad used to just, when you're running around on the farm, you just throw stuff in the back. Block of wood, obviously, for sitting a trailer or something on if you've got to unhook it. Various bits of steel. I don't know what the old blanket's here for. So we'll clean all that up and we'll give that a pressure wash perhaps next time I'm home. And we will have to talk about selling this because I don't think anyone in the family wants it. The caravan, I don't know if I mentioned in the last video, but we think we might take it over to Nagambie as an extra storage room, so probably won't be selling that at this stage. This trailer will be sold again. It's just one that Dad made many years ago. It's got a bit of rust in it, but it's a pretty sturdy, solid trailer. So lots of things still to sell. And as you can see, this rain we had last night has just brightened up all the weeds, and they're just going to keep growing, which, as I said in the last episode, it's really bizarre for the middle of summer. Oh, I was also going to try and sort out the pipe over against the shearing shed over here, but I'm running out of time, and I don't feel like standing out in the sun, so we might leave that till next time. All right, we better get on to some jobs. Perhaps I better see if there's any more drums around the yard first, seeing so this guy's turning up shortly. And there goes a load of drums. Thanks Craig, you got a good load, $5 a drum, $70, saves them going into the scrap pile, and he's happy because he's going to use them as tree guards. Okay, developments today. We've just finished lunch. I've cleaned up the rest of this area here, and I'm going to move a wardrobe out of Mum's shed out here. It'll probably be a freebie, but it will free up some room in the shed. So it's ready for that to go. I've grabbed some things out of the shipping container. That little cupboard's going across to Nagambi, so that's something to go in the van. This table's going to go into Mum's shed, where it will be useful for sorting things out. So this is the wardrobe I'm going to move out. It's basically a plywood, sort of 1960s unit, sliding doors, pretty flimsy. I don't expect to be able to sell it. I'm probably will be very lucky if someone comes and takes it for free, so it may well end up on the bonfire. If that's the case, I will take the fittings off it before we do that. There's still some stuff to get out of here. There's numerous different walking sticks, and there's some camping chairs, I think, in the cupboard there. This is pretty cool. Some of you might not have seen one of these. It's a walking stick, but it's known as a shooting stick or a shooter's stick because it's actually got a little fold-out seat, and the bottom has a little plate that swings across. Can I do this with my foot? There we go. So that you can actually pull up a seat while you're out on a stroll. I'm not sure why they're called a shooting stick. Maybe it was something from English times where you could go out with your walking stick and your hunting dog and your rifle and take a pot shot at some pheasants or something. Anyway, they sell quite well. I think that's probably a $30 item. Some of the other walking sticks are just more modern. They might only be $5 to $10. So we'll clean that out. I don't think Mum wants any of that. I think she might want some of the camping chairs. So we'll put them in the van to take across to Nagambi as well. And I'll get this cupboard out of here. Okay, a couple of things about vintage ply wardrobes, other than the fact that many would consider them ugly and not very practical. The bonus is they're nice and light. They might be flimsy, but at least they're light to move. As you saw, I was able to get it across here fairly well on the trolley. There was only one mishap. We have now one less coloured light globe in our string of party lights that never got turned on, so I don't think that'll be a big loss. And I've reclaimed the spot in here with that table that came out of the container. It'll be a handy table for getting things sorted out here. There's a couple of empty tubs we found in the container as well, and there's some brand new Hessian wheat bags here that Mum actually received as a birthday present one year. She loves them. They're good for putting in the boots of a car or making a dog's bed or something, so she's not prepared to let those go just yet, which is fine. But that table will be useful in here, and as we progress with our sorting out, we can probably have stuff for sale on there. There's a 60s buffet in here, and there's a fish tank on top with a lot of old gemstones, crystals, all sorts of stuff in there, some seashells, a couple of wax candle creations. So we'll need to sort all that out. Probably next time I'm home I'll continue sorting along this wall. You guys all know I like to do things systematically, so we'll work our way along this wall, cleaning up some old jigsaws that have been glued together up there on the wall, and we'll get to those wardrobes and drag them out. So next time I'm back we can continue setting up this area as well. We'll try and give those wardrobes away. Everyone please cross your fingers. That cupboard's still got to go into the van. So yeah, we're pretty organised out here, which is pretty good. Meanwhile, back in the shipping container, it's starting to have an echo. We've got rid of a few boxes here this morning as well. That bookcase thingo, not sure what I'll do with that. Probably for sale. Don't think I need it in the shop. We'll try and sell it here. I don't think Mum wants that in her house. We have some bed bases and a bit of timber and another mattress, but it's just a roll-up one. So the table came from down the back here. So yeah, I'm not going to get this finished this trip, but I'm happy to get a few bigger pieces out of here. I spoke to Ross and he's happy to have this bench along here with the cupboards. He has a use for that, so that's good. I don't have to move it. And that bed will knock apart. It's just like an old hospital bed, wrought iron hospital bed. So I'll probably try and sell that here as well, but it will knock apart and we'll be able to take it back if I have to. Not sure what it'll get. They're pretty hard to sell these days, even though it is a nice old bed. The TV and the video I'll take back next time. I've got no room to store it at the moment. This is just a little shelf setup, probably like a bed head. We might put that out in the carport with a price on it too, probably only $10 or something. And as it's out there, it'll be useful for shelves. There's my other water bottle. I wondered where that got to. So there's some chairs as well that maybe I should take the chairs back since I've got room in the van. There's another one down the end there. I think there's another couple in another shed. Anyway, I think I'm happy to get the bigger stuff out of this container. We'll be able to knock it over pretty easily next time and call it empty. But I've been jumping from job to job this time, and it's a bit hard to sort of complete one entirely because sometimes one job depends on getting something else out of another job. And we've had a lot of interruptions today, a lot of visitors, and we've had to duck into town a couple of times. It's much nicer weather. It's a bit windy, but the rain's well and truly gone. It's a bit humid because everything's damp, but it's not too hot. And yeah, it's actually quite nice to be out and about today. So guys, I've had a Brainwave and I think it's a pretty good idea. And I know all the chooks here are very impressed. Well, they look impressed, don't they? The shelving out of the shipping container. It's bulky, it's big. It needed to be moved and I needed to have a load in the van because, you know, when you drive a van, you don't have a need for speed, you have a need for capacity. So this is absolutely perfect because I can take all these back. They're awkward to pack. Normally when you're moving house, you know, shelf units take up so much space unless you knock them all apart, and that's a hassle. Whereas this way I can put all these three in the van, as well as some other stuff I have to pick up. And I've got that little cupboard in there now. And the good thing about the shelving is that I can put that into Mum's new shed at her new place because settlement's only a couple of weeks off and I won't be back here before then. And that way when we do bring a lot of boxes and things over there, we've got shelves already set up to put them on. How's that? I just amaze myself sometimes. These two retro chairs that were in the container, I've just put $5 each on them. I'll leave them here. I'll take them back to the shop eventually if they don't sell. But there's only the two of them. The other chairs I found were a different style and they're not in the best condition. They look all right there, but there's a few little cuts and nicks to the vinyl and I think one of them's missing some feet. So yeah, look, sure, if I had a set of 6 of them, they'd get pretty good money. We'll just leave them here and pass them on here if I can. So something else I don't have to worry about. And that means that there's a lot less in here than I was thinking only half an hour ago. So pretty good. I'm not going to worry about any of this small stuff for now. Some of it belongs to my brother. He has to sort through. Some of it's just empty boxes. So we will clean this up easily next time I'm home, and it'd be nice to tick this job off the list. I'm rapidly running out of day, but I have to go and do a quick delivery. This is a homemade jockey wheel for a 3-point linkage grater blade. So probably just looks like scrap metal to most of you. Dad's made that up, and like most farmers, it's over-engineered to the max, and he's probably used old machinery parts he's found lying around, but it works well. And I have to drop it to the neighbour's place. It's not Ross, but it's Glenn, another neighbouring farm. Glenn actually bought the grater blade office, so I'll take that across now and get it out of our yard. With our deliveries done, it's now time to try and start this ride on mower. I'm soon to be struggling to get through my jobs today, but I've had other jobs jump in and sort of I've achieved things that I hadn't planned to achieve. These little jumper packs are absolutely amazing. I don't know, there's probably lots of different brands. This is just one Dad's had on the farm, but the amazing little package is strong enough to start the tractor. So it's really handy. No longer do you need to bring the farm ute round close enough and put jumper leads onto things. You can just walk around the yard with this little pack in one hand and away you go. Now what do we got? This one's positive. And negative on this side. Now making sure that's not in the road of the engine. Now I won't be able to sit on the seat while that's there because obviously the seat covers the battery normally, but we should be able to get it started, so we'll need choke. And these AMCs have a foot switch. It used to have a little metal piece over it, but it's designed so that you can't start the thing unless you're sitting in the seat, which I'm not, but I'm going to stand on the switch, and I know that the blades are out of gear, so let's see if it'll start. All right, a bit of a fizz there. We must have a bad connection, or terminals are pretty dirty, so hopefully that makes better connection. We'll try it again. Still not working. Okay, I did a bit more checking and I can't get this thing to work at all, and I'm sure the power pack is getting power through. I suspect that the starter motor's got an issue, or the solenoid, although I did try the power pack straight onto the starter motor under there. It's a bit hard to get to and it's very oily, so I think I can pencil this job in for another trip. We'll give it a bit of degreaser, clean it up a bit, and we might have to inspect the starter motor. Anyway, we can't do anything about that one for now. The Greenfield will have to be the workhorse for the moment, and the guy that comes out does know how to get it going, but it has got a couple of problems I've got to fix at some stage. So it looks like I'll need to do a ride-on mower service trip at some stage quite soon. And there's our carport area after this week's effort. I'm pretty happy with how this has worked out, and I think it's going to be a great way to get rid of stuff, particularly when Mum's not living here and I come over and spend a couple of days and basically say, here's the address, come and get free stuff, come and get cheap stuff, and we'll just see how it goes. But it should save me having to deal with a lot of stuff, hopefully. A few updates. What's happened? Well, a family member has spotted in my last video, spotted the big old safe here that I've mentioned a few times, and he's really keen to add that to his shed collection, and I think it's awesome that it's staying in the family. So the other thing I think is awesome is he's younger and fitter than I am, so he can come and move it. He's got some lifting equipment, so he'll come up one day sometime during the year and we'll get the safe out of here. I've added more milk crates in here and I've taken quite a stack of them inside so Mum can start packing up some books. We didn't do much inside this trip. We never quite seemed to make it in here. But I'm pleased though that I did end up with a van load, so that's good. I can take that back tomorrow morning. And still need to neaten up a few areas. I was going to level this out and pick up that scrap metal. Certainly plenty to do. I'll be back here in probably about 3 weeks. So unless I do an unboxing for the farm stuff, the next episode of the Great Farm Cleanup will be probably early February sometime. So thanks for following along again, guys. This series is probably going to well eclipse the Great Shop Backyard Cleanup series, which ended up a real epic. Someone suggested, I think it was Martin, suggested this episode or this playlist could well get to triple figures as far as episodes go, and I don't doubt it. We've got a full 12 months yet to go, I would say. I'll be doing trips over here regularly. We have to market a lot of the bigger stuff and we have to get into the house. And there's 1 or 2 other little garden sheds I haven't even shown you yet. So thanks for following along. I hope you're enjoying the journey. It's a saga. It's an ongoing... it's not a mini series, it's a maxi series. Hope you're enjoying it. I'm enjoying it, and it has to be done, so let's do it. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you in the next video. Bye for now.